when it comes to the world of gaming and remakes, that is always a topic that can be shaky. I mean, sometimes when a game that like is from the early 2000s or the early like 90s or 80s gets remade in like the mid 2000s, sometimes those games can be great. Other times they just destroy the masterpiece that the original was. And a comparison that I have specifically would be the SpongeBob SquarePants Rehydrated for the Nintendo Switch compared to the version that I played on the Nintendo Gamecube. I mean, I loved the Nintendo Gamecube version, and personally, the rehydrated version, it does have some things that were improved on, like the colors have been enhanced, the characters have better facial expressions, the voice acting feels like more of an effort to leave an impression through the cutscenes of the game. But honestly, if I would have to choose between giving up Rehydrated or giving up the original, I would definitely choose giving up Rehydrated, just because I have such a big connection to playing the original Battle for Bikini Bottom. And that is what I'm talking about with the topic of game remakes. Specifically, the remake that I want to talk about came out earlier last year. It came out like in October last year for the Nintendo Switch 2, and that is Pac-Man World 2 Re-Pac. Apparently, this is a remake of the 2004 version, Pac-Man World 2, and I bet there are hundreds of people that are like, I can't believe this guy is saying that! This game is amazing! I grew up playing Pac-Man World 2! He has destroyed my childhood! But you know what? This game just sucks. The very start of the game is really weird itself. I mean, you have those ghosts that are like invading Pac Village. You got the original like pink, blue, red, orange. They're like stealing the golden fruit from the Pac tree, and then you got that pink ghost that, I don't know, is in love with Pac-Man, I guess. That was really weird. And then once they go steal the fruit tree, the golden fruit from the tree, the main villain, Spooky, is released from the tree. And so the game's about Pac-Man going through the game, trying to steal back, or not steal back, just get back the golden fruit from the ghost, and eventually defeating the ghost, Spooky. So, it sounds like an interesting game, but it is such a quick game to play. You can beat it in one day, so I wasn't a big fan of it. There are parts of the game that I think are fun, like going into different areas of the game I think are fun. Like, they start out really easy. You start out like in this little forest water area. You learn how Pac-Man moves, how he controls, and there's a lot of callbacks to the original Pac-Man game. Like, there's parts where if he unlocks these little secrets throughout the game, like, it can be callbacks to the original game. How if he eats certain ghost pellets, in certain areas that he's in, he'll just like turn into this spherical Pac-Man that he's in the original games, and he can just make that waka 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 sound while he eats these different ghosts in the area. I did like that. There's also some levers he can push that'll activate these power pellets that when he eats, he can zoom across the area eating the pellets without touching the ground. There are some concepts of this game that I do enjoy, but the game itself is somewhat enjoyable. Not 100, just somewhat. I do like going around Pac Village once you get back some of the golden fruit, how Pac Village does get restored slowly to how it originally was, how these like dark, veiny thorns that were covering Pac Village will slowly fade away and fruit comes back to the village. Plus there's like little stands that you can And once you go through these different areas, if you collect all the number of certain fruits, you get these little character stands that you can put on these pedestals through the game. I like that. Like, you can put a night Pac-Man on there. There's a golden spider that you can put on there. Whatever you find throughout these challenges, as long as you get these little figures, you can put those on the pedestals. I thought that was a fun concept that the game had. And yeah, I thought that part was fun. Plus, if you're tired of playing the game and you want to take a break from playing it, you can go to the Pac-Man arcade where there's these little mazes you can do where it's a callback from like the old arcade Pac-Man games, but it's a 3D version where you're Pac-Man collecting power pellets, and the certain ones that you eat in the corner make them go big so you can eat the other ghosts. There are parts of the game I do enjoy, and that's definitely part of them. The ice area was probably my favorite part in this game. It's fun, like, meeting the Pac Ranger. The characters in Pac-Man World definitely made the game enjoyable. Some of the levels in the gameplay were fun, like Pac-Man going on skates, going off these jumps. Once you hit the jump button at the right time, he'll do this little spin, so he'll go higher and further. That was fun. But the big reason that I hate the boss fights in this game is that the music is horrible. Like, in the winter area, the boss is this mechanical bear one of the ghosts is controlling, and I cannot get in the mood. Like, the music for it is something from a Disney cartoon or something. There's like no intensity to it. There's no fear of failing. If you fail the game, then the world will be destroyed. There's no fear of that. It's just like music that if I were being mauled by a bear, I would not want this music playing. It's just not setting you in the mood at all. It definitely takes you out of the moment from finding this giant mechanical creature to just listening to this nursery kid-friendly music. It's so weird. But I do have to say there was another part in the winter area that I did enjoy, because it's Pac-Man running from this giant snowball that's rolling after him. It feels like a whole Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark type thing. So, I did enjoy the Winter Wonderland. Just how, like, different it felt being chased by a giant snowball, or ice skating through different areas down a mountain, to having a very calming boss fight with a mechanical polar bear. So, the levels just... I didn't enjoy the levels. I felt they were way too long in different stages. Like, each area around Pac Village has like 4 areas that you can go through that only can like take like 5 minutes to beat each. And it's just, they seem to last too long, and they don't even feel like levels. They just feel like obstacle courses, really. How you're going through each area, just avoiding these different traps and obstacles. And occasionally there will be like 1 or 2 enemies throughout the level. But really, for the most part, it just feels like running an obstacle course. And the bosses, some of the bosses feel like they are out of place. I mean, for the lava area, the boss is a giant mechanical spider, which is probably one of the funnest bosses, because you're like fighting it while it's playing the drums, so it's sending these music notes to attack you, and then there's these fireballs it'll send to attack you, and all the while you're trying to hit these number buttons, and then it'll launch you onto the drum set where you can bang on the drums so you can launch yourself into the air and attack the spider robot. It's a really fun boss fight, but it feels so out of place, especially since it's a lava area. The water levels actually were kind of fun. I like that you're Pac-Man, you're just driving through this submarine, just blasting these other enemy submarines and these other ghosts. You end up fighting this killer whale at the end of the water levels. But there's this one area where you're Pac-Man and you just have these red swim fins and you're just swimming around the ocean. And you gotta be careful because there's these giant great white sharks. and once they see you, like, an exclamation point will appear above them, and the game will actually show them eating Pac-Man, and it'll have a sound effect of, like, them chewing up Pac-Man, and they'll end up just spitting out his swim trunks and the red fins he was wearing. It's pretty dark, but that was actually one of the funnest parts of the game, just swimming through and avoiding the sharks, and being able to drive the submarine and blast other enemy submarines. That was enjoyable. I will say I enjoyed that part a lot. So finally, after you get all the golden fruit back that the ghosts have taken, Pac-Man takes on Spooky, and the music was spooky. Like, I don't know if the developers thought that the players would beat it in a certain amount of time, because the music to it feels like it was something from Upbeat or something. It's just on a loop, and when when the music ends and the player's still in the boss fight, the music to the boss fight will just seriously take a few moments to, like, pause. So it's just silence, and then the music will restart, so it's just on this loop. So I thought that was interesting. The boss fight with Spooky honestly is really no fun at all. It's just, he has 3 phases. One phase, it's just you gotta attack him. The second phase, he turns into 3 spookies. You gotta attack the right one. The last phase, he turns into a giant golden spooky, and he raises these rocks in the air that you gotta be quick enough to be able to jump on them and to be able to do a giant spin to attack him. And then once you do that, there's no music, and Pac-Man just ends up taking Spooky out, like going Super Pac-Man style. It's really weird. Anyway, at the end of the game, it's like the Pac Village goes back to normal. Everyone goes to congratulate Pac-Man, and yeah, it just says the end. It's a really fast game. It took me like 4.5 hours to beat. I honestly didn't enjoy it at all. Actually, that's not true. I shouldn't say I didn't enjoy it at all. I did say I enjoyed the lava spider fight. I enjoyed the mountain fight, or the mountain area, and I did enjoy the water area. There are parts of the game I did like. I'm just saying the boss fight with Spooky is something I didn't enjoy at all. But in general, in total, I would probably give this game I would give it a low score. I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5. Or 4.5 out of 10. To be generous, like a 4.5 out of 10. Not a big fan of this game. I think $30 was like way too much for it. Maybe cut that price in half. Anyway, that's what I thought of the game. I get 4.5 out of 10. So, yeah. That's what I got. If you love Pac-Man World 2 Re-Pac on the Nintendo Switch, good for you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad that this game may have been your game growing up. That's why you love the series of the Pac-Man Worlds game. I guess there's like 3 of them. I know I didn't, but that's only my opinion. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and yeah. We'll see you next time. Take care.